Hello everyone, welcome back to Mina's Corner. I haven't had a nice pot of soup, or I haven't had soup that has all the nice things that we would usually have back home, because where I live these things are hard to come by, and if at all you find them, they are really expensive. But this time I was lucky enough to find someone who brought some of these things for me, and I'm so grateful for them and everything you guys did for me. Thank you so much. So I couldn't wait to make a delicious pot of soup, and trust me when I say this soup was delicious. Like, it had all the obstacles in it. I mean, you guys that live in Nigeria or in the part of the world where you can find these things, you people are so lucky. Trust me. Because you sometimes think that these things don't matter, right? But when you've not had them for some time, you would miss them. Yeah, so be grateful if you live in a place where you can find these things, or these things are readily available to you. So here I am, boiling my goat meat and bomo. And then this is how I clean my fish. I don't know how you clean your fish, but this method works really well. I first of all scrub it, or scrub the skin with a hard sponge, and then I put in some boiling water in it to soften it and to take out whatever insect or whatever sand or whatever might have entered it, whatever impure or impure. I take out whatever impure or not so good substance might have entered it. Yeah, and I cover it to allow it to soften. And I also use bell peppers to make my egusi soup, because of the color and the sweetness that bell pepper has, and because I don't use too much palm oil, so that bell pepper gives the egusi soup the red color that the palm oil would have given to it. Yeah, so that's how I make my egusi soup. And I also fry my egusi soup and my egusi. Yeah, I fry. I don't cut it and put it inside. I also know that method, but this is what we prefer in my household. So that's what I do. At this point, I had fried the egusi very well until it started folding. Yeah, just like you can see, it has folded. And then I added in my cooked beef and momo into the egusi, and I added in my stock fish. I also added in water. I added lots of water in it because I need the water to cook the egusi soup, or to cook the egusi very well. Yeah, so at this point I had covered and allowed it to boil, and I am just stirring this whole egusi soup well. And then I added in crayfish. I also use a generous amount of crayfish powder for my soup, because I do not use a lot of seasoning cubes. So this is what I use as a substitute for seasoning cubes. I use a lot of crayfish powder to make my soup. Yeah, so that's it. And then here I added in my dried fish, and in fact it was so much I couldn't even stir the content in the soup. Oh my goodness, I couldn't stir it, because there was nowhere to even put the spoon. Anywhere you put the spoon, you will find obstacle. Anywhere you put the spoon, you will find obstacle. Anyway, I was able to turn the soup shy eventually, and there was not enough salt. I just added in a little more salt to this, and we're almost done. Tested it to correct for seasoning. Added in my bitter leaf, and I covered, allowed to cook or allowed to soften, and that was it. That was it. Yeah. I had this soup with hot eba. Oh my goodness. Hot eba, like, anyway, that was it. In everything, we should say Alhamdulillah for the opportunity and for giving us good meals like this. Alhamdulillah for everything, for good meal and for good people that we don't take for granted. May Allah continue to reward those who don't take us for granted. And thank you for always supporting me, for always watching my videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.